What is the true test of strength? Is it the power to lift mountains, or the wisdom to know when not to? Welcome to GitaSahasram. In the bustling city of Mumbai lived Bhavesh, a successful gym owner whose biceps were as big as his ego. He had won countless bodybuilding competitions and believed that physical strength was everything in life. Bhavesh never hesitated to show off his power. He would lift cars to help strangers, carry heavy furniture for neighbors, and always made sure everyone knew about his strength. But deep inside, Bhavesh felt empty. Despite all his achievements, he was angry, restless, and always needed to prove himself. Success brought no peace to his heart. One day, an elderly woman named Kamla approached his gym. She was frail, walking with a stick, and asked if she could clean the gym in exchange for her grandson's membership. Bhavesh laughed. What can an old woman like you possibly do? This gym needs strength, not weakness. But Kamla simply smiled and said, Beta, let me try for just one day. Reluctantly, Bhavesh agreed. The next morning, he arrived to find the gym spotless. Every machine was cleaned, floors were polished, and even the smallest corners sparkled. But more surprising was the atmosphere. Members were helping each other, sharing equipment peacefully, and the gym felt different. There was a calmness that Bhavesh had never experienced. When he asked Kamla how she managed this transformation, she replied, Beta, I just did my work without expecting anything in return. When we work without attachment to results, something beautiful happens. This reminded Bhavesh of something his grandmother used to recite from the Bhagavad Gita, Karmanye vadikriste ma phaleshu kadachna, you have the right to perform action, but never to its fruits. Intrigued, Bhavesh asked Kamla to teach him this secret. She smiled, the greatest strength, Beta, comes not from muscles, but from seva, selfless service. This is what Krishna taught in the Gita. The next few weeks transformed Bhavesh's life. Instead of working out just for himself, he began teaching underprivileged children for free. His focus shifted from what can I gain to how can I serve. One day, a wealthy businessman challenged Bhavesh to a strength competition with a huge cash prize. The old Bhavesh would have jumped at this chance for fame and money. But Bhavesh politely declined. Sir, my strength is not for competition anymore. It is for service. The businessman was puzzled, but Kamla ji's eyes sparkled with pride. This was the moment of divine realization. Bhavesh understood that true strength lies not in what we can take, but in what we can give without expecting anything back. Krishna teaches us that when we perform our duties without attachment to results, we become instruments of the divine. This is the highest form of strength, to act without ego. Days passed, and Bhavesh noticed something miraculous. The angrier he used to get, the calmer he became. The more he gave, the more fulfilled he felt. His physical strength had found its higher purpose. One evening, as he helped an elderly man carry groceries, the man blessed him saying, Beta, you have the strength of Bhima and the heart of Krishna. Bhavesh felt tears of gratitude. During a difficult time, when his gym faced financial problems, Bhavesh remained peaceful. He had learned that outcomes are not in our hands, only our efforts are. Just like Bhima in the Mahabharata, who learned to channel his immense power not for personal glory but for protecting dharma, Bhavesh found his true calling. The Gita teaches us Yog Karmasu Kaushalam. Yoga is excellence in action. This excellence comes not from perfection of results, but from purity of intention. Bhavesh realized that his earlier life was like lifting weights, all the effort was about overcoming resistance. But now, his life flowed like a river, effortless service. When we act with selfish motives, we bind ourselves with the chains of expectation. But when we act selflessly, we find freedom beyond imagination. Kamlaji often reminded him, Beta, true detachment doesn't mean not caring. It means caring so much that you act without any selfish desires. The greatest battle, Bhavesh learned, is not against external enemies but against our own ego, anger, and attachment. This is the real Kurukshetra within each of us. In today's world of social media and constant validation, we often showcase our good deeds. But Bhavesh learned to serve quietly, without any need for recognition. Years later, when people asked Bhavesh the secret of his transformation, he would simply say, I stopped asking what the world could give me, and started asking what I could give the world. The gym became a temple of transformation where people came not just to build their bodies, but to heal their souls. This is the power of selfless action. Krishna promises in the Gita that those who surrender their actions to the divine will find peace that surpasses all understanding. Bhavesh found this truth. Remember, dear souls, like Bhima's strength found its highest expression in protecting dharma, our talents too must serve something greater than ourselves. In our modern rush for achievement, we forget that the journey matters more than the destination. When we walk the path of selfless service, every step becomes sacred. Whether you are a student, professional, parent, or elder, your dharma is to act without attachment, serve without expectation, and love without condition. The strength of Bhima, the wisdom of Krishna, and the devotion of Hanuman, all these divine qualities exist within each of us, waiting to be awakened through selfless action. So today, ask yourself, how can I use my strength to serve? How can I transform my desires into offerings? How can I find the divine in the ordinary? Let Bhavesh's story remind us that true victory lies not in conquering others, but in conquering our own limitations through the power of selfless love and dedicated service. In the Gita's eternal wisdom, we find the secret to transforming our strength into service, our power into compassion, and our lives into a sacred offering to the divine. May we all find the courage to walk this path of dharma, where every breath becomes a prayer, every action a worship, and every moment a step closer to the divine. Hare Krishna.